welcome to Discuss with Ibrahim Fatoimbo. And on today's episode, we are going to be discussing a very important topic, which is preparing for your defense, final year defense. And I'm going to be giving you some nitty gritty and tips that will guide you for a successful defense. So, now, what do you understand by project defense? As a student, either from Polytechnic University, if you're in Polytechnic ND, you have 2 years. After 2 years, you are expected to come up with a project, and after the project you have written, you have to come and defend it and tell us about the project. For university students too, after 4 years, they are it's believed that you become a scholar, that you should be able to contribute to the solution to the society and to add to knowledge, and more reason you have to write a final year project. So that is why final year project must be taken very, very serious, because if you look at the course, the unit for the course, it's a lot. I think some 4 units, some 6 units, depending, and it can make or mar you. And that is why you must understand and learn how you go about defending your project. So now, what do you understand by research? Research in a normal contemporary word is when you see something, you research it, you find out again. And we have different research topics that you can do, that you can choose. For example, you can do audience research, you can do maybe even how will I put it? Audience research, maybe influence of television on audience perception about certain things. You find out how has television influenced them in a particular area. And research can be stratified into two. Sometimes as a student, depending on your school, some they can pair you together. For example, in university, only one person, you write your project and you come and defend it. But sometimes in some polytechnics, not all polytechnics, you can be five. You come together, you come up with a topic, you do a project, and you come and defend it. So while you are preparing for your project defense, there are certain things that a lot of students take for granted, and that's why I always say that proper preparation prevents poor performance. You must learn and understand to prepare very well. So what are the things that you must learn while you are preparing for your project defense? Number one, your dressing is very important. Your dressing plays a very paramount role when it comes to project defense, because on the form that the panelists will be ticking or scoring you, dressing carries mark there. So you must endeavor to dress well. And why would you dress well? Because sometimes when you dress well, it creates what we call panache. You have this confidence within you that okay, you can go anywhere. It's just like you going to party. If you wear fine clothes, you can walk majestically to the party with this confidence. So that's why dressing is very, very paramount when it comes to project defense preparation. Furthermore, you must stay away from food that can upset your tummy before that day. Don't say like, let me quickly eat beans, let me quickly take this. Something that while you are, some people, even when you get to the front of the panelists and you have taken something, because of fear, your tummy might start rumbling and you need to use toilet. And no panelist is willing to wait for you to say you want to go and use toilet. They'll send you out or call another person. So the first one, watch out for your dressing. The first one, watch out for your dressing. Second one, watch out for whatever you'll be consuming. The third one is don't come late. Don't come late. You must come as early as possible. You must arrive to the venue of the defense as early as possible. Lateness will mount more pressure on you. And let me quickly add up on some things regarding your dressing. You can wear English complete suit, you must knot your tie. If you want to wear native, you must use your cap. So you must, as a lady too, if you are wearing your skirt and blouse, you are talking, you wear a good maybe flat or heels that will give you confidence. Don't just, if you want to wear native, you wear your cap. If you are wearing English, you must learn and how you wear your English, not your tie. Do that very well. In addition, when you enter, some of you, they will not offer you seats. You just go and sit down. That is an aberration. You can be sanctioned. So when they call you in, you stand and make sure you put up smile. It's not a death sentence. All right. So you stand in front of them and they offer you, okay, please sit down, and you can now sit down. When you are seated, you need to understand this, and it should be before all these things that I've said. You must plan. That's why I say proper preparation prevent poor performance. You must plan. If you have five that you'll be presenting, for example, you must know the person that will be the lead speaker. Afterwards, you can now share area of content that will be presented by each group member. If only one person is talking, the panelists will not want to listen to that person again. They want to move to another person. And mind you, all the five persons will be scoring the same mark. So if you believe that you are astute enough, you can speak and you are talking, and all other members are unable to score or to answer question, you will score the same mark. So you must plan. So when you get there, you should introduce, okay, my name is Ibrahim Fatembo. With me here is Tolani Ajani, Korede Sholakwe. So you introduce yourself to the panelists. And afterward, it's very important for you to understand your project well. Every project is divided into 5 chapters. I don't know every project is divided into 5 chapters. So the first thing that you need to understand is to know how you summarize your project. As a lead speaker, you must learn how to summarize your project. And how do you summarize your project? All the summary of everything you have done is in your chapter 1, where we talk about your introduction, objective, significance, and the scope. So the introduction is what is introducing us to the topic. Okay, importance of branding, on the reputation of an organization. So tell us everything about branding, reputation, just an introduction. And from there, you tell us the objective of your research. The objective of this research is for us to be able to nothing is readily coming to my head right now, but the objective is always there. The reason for the project must be explicit enough that you share the significance. Who will benefit from the project? At the end of this project, students of mass communication will learn, marketers will learn, advertisers will learn. So that is the significance. What are the significance of that particular project? Also, scope is where you cover. You can't do a research and cover the whole of Nigeria. It's not possible. So most times, for example, if your branding is just to focus on the Department of Mass Communication, for example, your scope will only cover mass communication. So as a lead speaker, you can do that, and you can now move to another person to now tell us the chapter 2, which is the literature review, where you discuss the concept and what are the key concepts. For the example I gave, importance of branding on organizational reputation. So the key concept are reputation, branding, and organization. So there you are expected to have broken it down in total, what reputation means, what branding is all about, even the history of branding. You should give every details from there. So after you've said that, you move to your chapter 3. Majorly, that's where we talk about the methodology. But when it comes to production, it's talking about the stages of production. That is the pre-production, production, and the post-production. And you should learn and understand all those stages. So your chapter 4 carries the project that you have executed. I'm talking based on production here now. What the project, maybe the pictures of what you have done, and the chapter 5 is talking about your conclusion and recommendation. Now, let's talk about likely question that you can be asked. So the first thing that you have done, the first thing you need to learn is that when the panelist gives you opportunity to say, tell us about your project, impress them, dazzle them. That's why you use your chapter 1 to give us the proper breakdown, right? Afterward, you can now go and talk about the chapter 2, and they can now ask you after, so what do you understand by branding, or what is the objective? They can start asking randomly. So basic question they can ask you is that, okay, what's the objective of your research? You are entitled to carry your particular material. You are entitled to carry. It's not everything you speak extemporaneously or without using paper. You get so, but you should just. It's not like that's when you start opening it and say, "Panelist, wait, let me quickly check." It's not allowed. At least you should be able to memorize and know the objective. So they can ask you what's the objective. Ask another person what's the significance, and afterward they can ask someone to define branding. Furthermore, they can say, "Okay, tell us the stages of production. What do you understand by pre-production? That's the area that, so when it comes to pre-production, that's where you are putting ideas together, where you are mindstorming and you are brainstorming, putting your ideas together to say, okay, what do we want to do? Are we branding a TV studio? What are their needs there? They will be needing a camera. So where do we get a camera? So that is where they are brainstorming. So the production stage is where you go outside to go and purchase those items. All right, that's the process of purchasing the item that you have suggested in your pre-production. And your post-production, which is mostly editing, is that where you are branding, where you have branded the camera, branded your air conditioner, or branded a chair or anything. So that is those stages they will always ask you. Another thing is, okay, give us the concluding part. Conclude. So the concluding part is your chapter 5, that you need to give a rundown that, okay, after everything, we conclude that branding is so thing. It will help organization to position themselves. It will give them more visibility. So you do all those ones, and recommendation too, they can ask you that what are the recommendation. So it's something that is basic, but a lot of students, it's not that you don't know what to say, but number one thing that paralyzes you before the defense is fear. But I only leave this with you before I conclude, is that see this defense as you are going to a party, a very important party that celebrities will be there, and they have given you Ankara. So you know the anxiety that you are going to meet celebrities there will always want you to dress well. So you have checked Pinterest, you've searched online for different designs of, as a guy, the suit or how you want to sew that particular material. You've checked out for the latest style. As a woman, is it corset, everything that you want to. So you give it to your tailor. Even before your tailor starts sewing it, you are beginning to have imagination how you are looking to the party. And that's where you say like, they go take. So that is how you need to picture, all right? Picture you succeeding in your project defense. I can always say in class that you can never feature in a future you never picture. So you must learn to always picture. You have to give yourself that imagination that you are succeeding already. Like I said, defense is not a do or die, it's not a death sentence, it's something that you will do sweatlessly and you will enjoy. You only not sweat if you have listened to everything I have said. So I would like to do